Good morning, my beautiful awakened ones. This is Jess with Awaken Healings. I'm here to bring you your weekly woke message for 30th of March through the 6th of April. Yeah, so lots going on in the world. Spirit has been really coming through to me, giving me lots of interesting downloads and insights as to what's going on with this pandemic situation. Again, it's no accident that this is happening. It was meant to happen. It was destined to happen. And it's meant to serve as a catalyst for a mass awakening in consciousness for all of humanity. And this pandemic needed to be significant enough to where each and every single one of us would feel the impact, would feel the contrast in order to grow and to up level from our current experience. So Spirit is compelling me, to really go deep into these messages, and I'm using a new deck. I'm going to be using the Good Tarot deck to bring you these messages. But yeah, it's interesting times that we're living in. It's definitely unprecedented, historical, and unheard of. But it is requiring us to grow and expand in ways that we didn't think were possible. And this whole situation was designed to create discomfort and contrast in order for us to wake up and to pay attention. Because if it was easy, then the lesson would completely just, bypass us. So the universe is saying, all right, it's time to grab everyone's attention and to create a situation where no one can hide or escape by unimpacted. This is literally impacting each and every single one of us on this earth in some shape, form, or fashion as a method and as a platform to wake us up, to shake us up, and to expand our consciousness. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So bottom of the deck of the Good Earth is patience. Yeah, this is a time for us to really go within. We have literally been given a massive pause globally from our current lives. And it's requiring us to go within and to be patient with the process, but most importantly, to be patient with ourselves, be patient with our growth, with our healing, with our transformation. Because this pandemic is meant to transform and up-level each and every single one of us. The question is, how are you going to flow with it? How are you going to allow these changes to come into your lives and create positive change, long-lasting positive change, not only for yourself, but for your family, for community, and for the greater good of the human race. These are big things that can't happen overnight. This pandemic is not going to go away in the blink of an eye. It's going to take months. Big change requires time. Big change requires patience, and it's up to us to flow with the changes and to be patient with the changes and to be patient with how things are evolving and to remain fluid in this time of transformation and great change. Spirit is asking each and every one of us to take a moment to step back and witness the global changes, to serve as witnesses, to stand in awe of the massive changes that are occurring in our lives. We are in Aries season, and Aries is fire energy and is a leader of change. And it's interesting that as we prepare to enter the April season, April is going to be a big month of self-realization and self-actualization. This is a moment in time for us to really look at ourselves and realize who we are, realize where we are in life, and what it is that we'd like to take our lives in a specific direction. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You have been given a massive gift from the universe to really change the course of your lives through career changes, relationship changes, energy shifts, creating new opportunities for yourself. Yeah, this is a great period of self-realization to realize the reality of your current circumstances. And with it comes difficulty. Massive change like this is never easy. Massive change like this is going to be transformational, and that can be uncomfortable. And that's where patience is coming in. And Spirit is saying, have patience with all this. Have patience with yourself. Don't be too harsh on yourself at all. But definitely flow with it and take a time out if you need to. Take a rest. Take a pause. Meditate. Catch up on sleep. Go out for a walk. Ensuring that you're practicing social distancing and following the guidelines of local law enforcement officials and health authorities. But it's still time for you to take care of you and to prioritize your needs. Because this is all about soul expansion and improving yourself as a human being. Each and every one of us is given that same task. As we improve ourselves, we automatically improve the community and we automatically improve the human race. But it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Yeah, so that's the energy at the bottom of the deck of what's going on, for the reading this week. Up first, coming up, is the Five of Fire reversed. Conflicts are ending. Challenges are ending. You're choosing to walk away from things that create conflict and friction in your lives. And you're looking for opportunities and flowing towards energy that's going to flow with you. And if it's creating friction, if it's creating conflict and argument, many of us are like, nope, can't have that in our lives. And I feel like on a global scale or on a larger scale, this Five of Fire is us waking up to the fact that life doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. And we don't have to effort as much. If something is meant to be in our lives, it's going to flow into our lives effortlessly, and we're going to flow to it just as easily. But many of us are choosing to drop the drama, drop people who create drama in our lives, and walk away from situations that normally create conflict, that normally bring about stress and anxiety and conflict. We've been given a gift of a, so to speak, time out, if you will, with the stay-at-home orders that many of us are being required to follow. And it's time for us to really turn within and to return home. And that's one big message that Spirit has really been conveying to me all week long, is about us returning home to ourselves. Home is where the heart is, right? And it's not where conflict is. And we're turning away from the drama. We're turning away from the conflict, and we are returning back to ourselves. We are returning back to our authenticity. And within this period of solitude and separation, we are being asked to really think about where we truly come from, who's really in our lives for our highest good. And it starts with family. It starts with yourself. It starts with those who truly love you and reciprocate the love that you give in return. And you're going to find it's not the labels, it's not the cars you drive, it's not the money in the bank account. It's family. It's connection. And that's what you're being asked to return to. You're walking away from things that no longer serve you. This Five of Fire is synonymous with the Five of Wands in the regular Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is conflict, challenges, competition. Many of us are just done with that, and the universe has now created an environment where it's more of a calming, healing environment and platform for us to really turn within and to really analyze what's meant for us. All three cards that came out are in the reverse position. So You're dealing with 5 of Fire reversed, followed by the 3 of Air in the present position, and the 6 of Water in the future position. So with the reversals, this is all about us turning within to really do some self-realization work. Get in tune with our truth. Get comfortable and familiar with what's truly important for us. What matters. What really matters in our lives. And the present position is 3 of Air, right? You're releasing heartache. You're releasing heartbreaks. You're releasing disappointments. You're walking away from that. And I feel like with this shift in consciousness, with this shift in how we're living, how we're all required to live our lives right now under the new directives and mandates, you know, it's actually creating a healing environment for many of us to heal the wounds of the past and the wounds of the present. But as we do our healing, we are being asked to go back deeper into our ancestral roots, into our ancestral karma. And it's time to connect with family, connect with our heritage, with our lineage. Because I feel like a lot of that has been pushed by the wayside. A lot of people are forgetting where they're coming from. They're forgetting who their roots are. And in forgetting all that, they're forgetting their ancestors. But this is a great time of connecting wholeheartedly with who you are as an individual, who you are as a tribe, who you are culturally, right? But yeah, you're definitely walking away from things that no longer serve you, things that were painful in the past, you know, with the 5 of Fire and the 3 of Air. The 3 of Air is synonymous with the 3 of Swords card in the regular Rider-Waite tarot deck, and that's always represented with the heart, with the 3 swords in it, so heartbreak. But since it's the reverse position, those swords are falling out. You know, that's a healing. You're healing your heart, you're healing your souls, and you're just realizing what's truly important for you. And you're no longer putting yourselves in positions that result in disappointment, that create struggle, that create conflict, that just create frustration, arguments, and fighting. Up next is the 6 of Water. 6 of Cups. Reversed. This is nostalgia. This is looking in the past. And I feel like many of us are being called to look towards our past. And I feel like this is not only like the past here in this life, but look towards our ancestors, look towards our family, those who have passed on before us. And it's an important time to remember them. So what Spirit had showed me in some of my meditations was that it's important to connect with family members and to remember those who've passed on. The reason being is as we keep their memories alive, they never have truly departed. They may have departed us in the physical world, but their memory and their energy lives on in the 5D, lives on in the spirit world. But the minute we forget their names, they are technically defined as an ancestor. But if we forget their memory altogether, their soul essence dies away forever. And I feel like this is a big message that's coming through, specifically because we're seeing so much death and dying with this global pandemic right now. The numbers are staggering, they are going up, and it will get worse before it gets better. And that's something that Spirit wants us to reflect upon and to recognize. But we are being asked to consider death as a transformative process. It is a means to catalyze our awakening, to catalyze our consciousness, to increase our conscious awareness in order for us to create community, to come into oneness, to come into unity together as human beings, as a human race. This global pandemic is the great equalizer, is what I'm being shown. And it's a great equalizer in so many ways. It's destroying classism. It's destroying cultural divides. It's flattening all of that. And it's meant to create more of a level, even playing field for all of humanity to exist and coexist with. We're being asked to reflect upon what's important to us. And in doing that, there is a bit of nostalgia here. There is a bit of, backwards looking to simpler, easier times, to remember the lessons of the past so we don't have to continue to repeat those lessons today and tomorrow. What has the past taught us? What have we learned from? What were the best practices of the past? And again, this is methods for us to become better human beings, but also to look at our personal past so that way we can become better versions of ourselves, to grow, to increase, to expand. So looking into the past is a method for us to realize how far we've evolved in our growing process, how far we've evolved in our journey as human beings in this current lifetime. What have you learned? What are your regrets? This is a do-over. How are you going to change? What will you do differently? These are some important questions that each and every one of us needs to be asking ourselves so that way we don't have to repeat the painful situations of the past. Because we are healing, again, with we're releasing the 3 of air and the 5 of fire. This is releasing. This is a healing, walking away from things that no longer serve our highest good. And we're realizing that. We're realizing the sins of the past, the mistakes of the past, the karmic lessons of the past. And, with this water energy, water is an element that allows us to tap into our intuition, that allows us to tap into our emotional sides, that allows us to really explore our hearts and our spirituality. Yeah, this is an incredible gift. I am just constantly sitting back in awe, looking at the overall strategic plan that the universe has in store for us, and it's awesome. It really is. But this is a very spiritual time, and Spirit is gifting us with the gift of time to sit back and be with those who truly matter, which is our family, which is home. And this whole pandemic is requiring us to come home to ourselves, literally and figuratively. Many of us are now shut in our homes, and it's designed for that. This pandemic was designed to do that, to require us to leave work, to leave school, to leave everything, and to come home to ourselves. All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pull from the Sacred Earth Oracle and see what the Oracle guides would like to share with us. Okay, and bottom of this deck is Alchemy. Yeah, this is massive change. This is literally turning lead into gold. And I feel like the lead is representative of the lives that we were previously living pre-pandemic, where we were just focused upon work, where we were focused upon the superficial and, the labels and, external expectations, living in an inauthentic manner and putting family last, putting our people and things that were truly important to us last because society required us to live a certain way. So all that created a corrosion of human values, of our family values, of our ethics and morals. and it required us to kind of put money and greed and success all in front of values that really matter, such as love and connection and harmony. And that was the lead aspect. All that corruption, corrosive energy is the lead. And now with this pandemic is creating a catalyst and creating an environment that's going to create pressure on us to change that lead into gold. This is a gift. And when everything is said and done with this pandemic, when it's over, we're going to be gifted with the gifts of gold. And that gold is going to be stronger bonds within yourself, within your spirituality, with your loved ones, with your community. And I feel like globally, our priorities are going to shift in a manner that's going to create increased positivity, peace, and harmony. That's the gold. That's the alchemy. That's what's going to happen as a result of this massive pandemic, this massive awakening. Life as we know it is going to be changed and altered forever, but for the better if we do it correctly. Okay? So I'm going to set this up right here. All right, and let's see what's coming in with the sacred earth. So we have perspective, we have expectation, and we have efficiency in the reverse position. So yes, starting off with perspective, this is the universe really giving us a high dose of perspective, a change in perspective, and really requiring us to open our eyes to what's happening globally, what's happening locally, what's happening nationally, what's happening, personally with us. So it's a multi-leveled shift in consciousness requiring us to really examine and look at every facet of our lives, personally, locally, nationally, and globally, on all major tiers, and really examine where we're fitting in at each of those levels, right? This is about oneness and unity. This is awakening to doing things differently, to understanding the way we were living our lives in a patriarchal, dominating type society, that was no longer serving our highest good. And it's now time for us to move forward into the light. The light is being shown to us. The light is shining brightly, and many of us are experiencing an awakening within ourselves and experiencing the light shining within us. There is a shift changing towards the divine feminine. We are in the age of light, and it is time for us to move towards the feminine energy, move towards love, move towards harmony, move towards community, because that's what's going to get us out of this massive situation and create the change in society that we want to see locally, at the state level, nationally, and globally. It's a massive shift in perspective. And what I like about this is that this angel is holding the world in the palm of her hand. And I feel like this is representative of each and every one of us, holding our personal worlds in our hand and literally holding the world in our hands. What do we want to do with it? How can we nurture it? How can we heal it? How can we move on from the wounds and the sins of the past and transform that into gold, into lessons of love, into abundance and prosperity? Right? Yeah, this is a massive, massive call to arms, spiritual call to arms. In the present position, we have expectation. Yeah, expectation management is what I'm hearing. And this is about us creating shifts in our expectations, up-leveling and upgrading our expectations, no longer settling for the status quo, no longer settling for things that keeps us small, that keeps our light dimmed, that keeps us boxed in. This is a time for us to grow our expectations and to expand and to really consider the possibilities of what life has to offer. This is sitting with the 3 of Air card, and this is about us releasing expectations of the past to move forward, to flow. to move forward with promise and outlook and positivity, to expand our expectations, move beyond the boxed in thinking. It's time for us to spread our wings and to transform. And we're seeing that with the dragonfly right there. Dragonflies represent transformation. Yeah, and this individual is looking up, towards the heavens, towards the sky, feeling the light of Spirit shining brightly upon them. And Spirit saying, yes, I see you. I hear you. I hear your prayers. I see what's in your heart. I understand you. We're listening and we're gifting you with massive transformation right now. But it's up to us to be the change that we seek in others, that we seek in our community. Change starts with us. So what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with those gifts, right? And lastly, efficiency is coming in the reversed position. This is about creating efficiency within our lives, within our world. And right now, we're working through the kinks. Things have shifted massively in our lives, literally overnight. And I feel like many of us are still trying to find our footing with it. But as we flow and as we have patience with it, we're going to find our groove. We're going to find our new groove. And I feel like things are settling down. The grocery stores, you're seeing less panic buying and less hoarding. Granted, it still happens, especially now that many of the states are implementing stay-at-home orders. I feel like that's creating an uptick in panic, but it's temporary. And, as we panic and as we hoard and as we allow our fear to drive this situation, it decreases our ability to be efficient with ourselves and to be efficient with our lives and to be efficient with our healing. Fear is just a distraction, and fear is meant to keep you stuck. It's meant to keep you in the same loop cycle, to do the same thing over and over and over again. That does not result in change, that does not result in expansion, that does not result in anything of your highest good. And therefore, it keeps you inefficient in your soul growth and in your soul expansion. But lead from a place of love. Love has a massive magnetic attraction power, and you'll catch more you'll catch more bees with honey, right? Because it's sweeter, it's easier. As you love yourself and as you express love of others, you'll see that love will flow freely and easily towards you, without a doubt. And as you live life in a loving, open-hearted manner, the universe is going to gift you with gifts beyond your expectations, even amidst all this chaos of the pandemic. So those of us who are experiencing a spiritual awakening and who recognize the light within us, the spiritual light within us, are having an easier time flowing with the changes. And, we're able to remain grounded amidst the panic and the chaos, which increases our ability to be efficient with our energy, to be efficient with how we spend our time and where we manage our resources and such. So again, release the fear. Do your best to not panic. Do your best to not be in survival mode. Because this isn't about, when we go into survival mode, it's all about singularity, individualism. And that's not going to serve our highest good. That's not going to contribute to the efficiency of our community at all. All it does is it creates disruption, it creates havoc, it creates chaos, and therefore makes us inefficient in our ability to coexist in oneness. Open your hearts. Surrender to the divine. Have faith that the universe has your back. You will not lack for anything. Plans are being drawn up and plans are in place right now to create safety nets to get us through this situation. Is it perfect? No. But that's where you come in. What can you do to improve the situation for yourselves and for others? If you do it from a place of love and compassion, we all win collectively. Okay? So I'm going to pull from the Work Your Light Oracle. Oh gosh. I don't like how that came out. Let me try this again. It came out in clumps. I'm going to just do a quick shuffle real quick. Maybe wake these up a little bit more. All right, let's try this again. A healing message for the collective, please. What is your healing message for those of us that are awakening in this time period of great consciousness? The warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? This is interesting because we are talking about the divine feminine right now. This is definitely the rise of the feminine energy, the warrior woman. And whether you're masculine or feminine listening to this this video, it doesn't matter what your gender is, but it is all of us moving towards the feminine energy and embracing the feminine. But the question is, have you answered your deepest calling? This is time for us to really reflect upon what it is that we're supposed to be doing in this lifetime right now on Earth. We were born at the right time in order for us to be here to serve a purpose. And what are you doing about that? Are you serving your purpose? Are you living your purpose? Many of us are being called to step out as healers, as light workers, as oracles to capture this momentous change in humanity. Not only to bear witness to it, but to be the change agents of what's going on. And I believe in order for us to be change agents, we have to be in tune and clear about what our life's purpose is. And the question is, have you answered your deepest calling? And if the answer is no, then the next question you should be asking yourself is why not, and what's keeping you blocked and stuck? Because that's fear-based energy keeping you stuck right there. You're meant to expand. You're meant to do great things in this lifetime. You're meant to use your gifts to influence and assist community. And it could be through art, it could be through music, it could be through cooking, it could be through books, blogs, it could be through the healing arts, it could be through anything. As long as it increases in your vibrational energy and the vibrational energy of others, you're therefore increasing, you're contributing to the increased vibrational energy of community and therefore humanity. Everything is interconnected. We're not individuals at all. We're not here on Earth as singletons. We are all here as part of a larger network. And what we do has ripple effects that impacts that network. All right. So I'm going to pull from the Nature's Whispers, and then we're going to conclude with the angel messages. But yeah, continue to check out my site. I will be releasing videos for April in the next few days. The messages are going to be a bit different. Also continue to check out my content for the weekly woke messages. Those are meant for more spiritual healing and inspiration, and those are usually released on a weekly basis. But the messages that do come out are truly beautiful and inspirational. So I just wanted to put in a quick plug for that. All right, so Nature's Whispers, clear endeavor. Yeah, this is about clarity of mind. This is about getting crystal clear with who you are and where you are today. This is about self-realization and self-actualization, which goes nicely with the Aries energy right now. Because Aries is all about leading from the front and changing things that no longer serve you, right? This is about evolving. This is about being a leader within our own lives, which allows us to be leaders within our communities. But yeah, in order for us to move forward to answer our calling, we have to get crystal clear with what that is. And you have to come into alignment with that calling. Set the conditions to allow you to create, to move forward with mission, to be of service to the highest good of all. Yeah, this is about answering the calling. And it's only going to get louder should you choose to ignore it and choose to walk away from it. All right. And lastly, we're going to pull from the angel messages and see what the angels would like to say for you all. Okay, your message is coming in from Francesca. What do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. Absolutely. I feel like this sums up everything that has been discussed thus far in this video. What is it that you desire? And don't allow negativity to keep you blocked, because negativity is fear-based energy. This is about us being change agents, not only for ourselves, but for the highest good. And if we're each doing that, within our own sphere of influence, it's going to create massive change. Alchemy, right? This is the end result if we are all on board with it. But don't allow fear to block your gifts, to block your purpose, to keep you stuck. So yeah, what do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress, so hold the vision. That goes right there with clear endeavor. Clarity of mind, clarity of the vision, right? Interesting. All right, y'all. So that's all that I have for you all this week. Please share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And please check out my website. I have just launched my new website. It's awakenhealings.org. Check out my sites, my services. I do offer healing services in addition to intuitive guidance sessions. So I'd love to hear from all of you. So check that out, all right? Until we meet again, have a wonderful week. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay positive. And I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.